feel lots of people aren't being heard, and especially those from vulnerable communities, and that's why we have come. I think lots of people aren't being heard, whether they're women, whether they're young people, whether they're from Indigenous communities. Lots of people that are even within the Blue Zone, like we are today, aren't allowed into certain negotiations because of different badges that they hold. So that's why we're here, to represent that missing majority and to bring their voices directly. What we've been doing with Azeez this past week is trying to find negotiators and bring them those messages directly. We've got some handwritten cards that we wrote with messages from many different people that we bring directly, because we're not the voices of everyone, right? Everyone has a different voice, and that's what we're trying to bring.
You know, people, particularly in developing countries, have been suffering a lot of loss and damage induced by climate change. So I think that it's also very important that finance is being directed, adequate finance is being directed to pay for the losses that these people have suffered over the years, and this has been caused by, you know, pollution by developed countries and the likes. So I think that it's very important that, you know, more resources is being directed to support, to build adaptation. While it's important to mitigate climate change, I think that a lot of resources need to be channeled into helping developing countries to build adaptation and resilience. So integrating early warning systems, for instance, to help address, you know, flooding and extreme weather events and things like this should help a lot. I think that's the right thing to do.
This conference doesn't have the right voices being heard, particularly this COP is extremely difficult for civil society to access. The first 2 days we couldn't even have meetings because of the World Leaders Summit. So I think by nature of how it's being done, it's not going to achieve the right things, and we're still on track for 3 degrees.